Oh my god, lads. Oh my god. I'm being sent links to like posts being like Caitlin Clark fans are upset about JuJu Watkins. And it's like, what? I'm like, why? I'm just trying to think. I'm like, why? Why? It's like if fans and they're like, oh, because JuJu Watkins is gonna break Caitlin Clark's scoring record, man. I'm gonna say this right now. JuJu Watkins might, when it's all said and done, in 10 years' time, JuJu Watkins could end up being better than Caitlin Clark. Do I think it's likely? I think it's just a 10% chance of that happening. I don't think it's not an impossibility. That's how good I think JuJu Watkins is that it's not an impossibility. She is not going to break her record. But that doesn't matter. Like, if people were really just going for someone that could break Caitlin Clark's record, the player is Hannah Hidalgo. Just because of her aggression, her motor, and the fact that she's going to be allowed chuck for a couple of years in college. She plays in Notre Dame. They play fast. She's going to get more opportunities as a guard there. It could be. And Hidalgo's outscoring Paige or Caitlin Clark as a freshman or as a sophomore, whereas JuJu Watkins is averaging less points this season as she did last season. She needs to average over 30 points a game from today till the end of her college career. I think it's 30 points per game from today to the end of her career, and she needs to make 2 of the next 3 championship games for her to break Caitlin Clark's record, which is just not happening. But that doesn't mean JuJu's not been unreal this year. And I thought JuJu had a bit of an iffy start. I really did. I thought the shooting was like a couple of hot games. And I still don't think JuJu Watkins is going to be a 40% three-point shooter at any stage. But the three-point shot looks better. I still feel like her jump shot has a bit too much going on for her to ever be a really good three-point shooter. I think it's what allows her to be a better mid-range shooter. It's a bit of a Carmelo Anthony type where there's a lot going on, where it's like he was a good three-point shooter, or even like a Kobe where he had a lot going on, where it was really Jordan's another example where there's a 2-motion shot, like a lot of it is getting it off and being able to get it off in the mid, and it kind of can mess up your jump shot from 3 a bit. I think she'll be a passable three-point shooter. I don't think she's ever going to be a good one, but everything else with JuJu Watkins has been better this year. I know her rebounding numbers are down. I've watched her play. I don't feel like there's a noticeable difference in how she's rebounding. She is so much better on defense. And again, her blocks numbers were good last year. So when you have a block extra a game, she is so much better on defense this year than last year. I think even when JuJu, I thought, was struggling a little bit, like her last couple of games, 21, 21, 26, 25, 31. And 31 was against Michigan. In a game, they won by 20. And this was a close game up until the fourth, halfway through the third. And then they pulled away. JuJu was exceptional in this game. 42% from the field, 28 from 3. But I just felt like her overall game was solid. And that's the thing is when JuJu's not... The one thing I like about JuJu is that when she's not scoring this year, and this is an important thing with players, where it's she can still impact the game when she's not scoring. And that's when you can really see whether somebody's a gunner or whether somebody is someone that impacts the game. If you are an absolute gunner, you can only impact the game in scoring. Gunners, Kelsey Mitchell, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Plum, Kennedy Carter. They are absolute just gunners. That is what they bring. If they're scoring for you, great. If they're not scoring, they're not doing anything for you. But then when you've got the real good players that can do something else, you've got your Jackie Youngs who can lock down if they're not scoring. You've got your Sabrina Ionescu who has the gravity because she can pull from so much, and she can also pass the ball pretty well. You've got Caitlin Clark, who's the best passer in women's basketball. You've got you've got Paige Beckers, who in fairness, she's a 1A ability who's happy to be a 4th option on her team at times. I don't know, but the fact that JuJu can play locked in defense and her playmaking has improved so much. From last season, 3.3 assists to 4 turnovers a game. This year, she has the ball in her hands almost as much. She's passing more this year. And she's an extra assist per game. She's 1 turnover game less and 1 assist per game more. And I saw it against UConn. In the second half, when they were double teaming her a lot, she was making a lot of good passes down low to her teammates. And I do think she's a better passer and assist to turnover ratio gives credit, because she's being coached by college Christie sides. They haven't the clue. I don't know what they're doing. I genuinely don't know what this team is doing. I've watched USC play. They don't even look like they're being coached out there. It literally is JuJu, you go ISO. If you miss, Kiki, go grab the rebound. JuJu, if you can't get anything, dump it into Kiki. Kiki, just try ram over somebody and finish over them. And if you miss, try catch your own rebound. Like, it's peak sides ball. When Caitlin Clark was on the bench, it looked like what the Fever were doing when Caitlin Clark was on the bench. Like, she's been coached by College Christie sides, so some of the turnovers aren't even her fault. And she would have more assists on it with a better coach and a better system. But JuJu Watkins this year has been the way she's playing now. I thought she didn't start off the year great. I thought she was going through a bit of a sophomore slump. But if you're asking me who the best player in college this year has been, it's been Lauren Betts. Like, a lot of people are like forgetting about how good Lauren Betts has been. It's been Lauren Betts, Hannah Hidalgo. Like, the first team is probably Betts, Hidalgo, JuJu. I still think you probably put Sedona Prince on it. Tania Latson maybe. Paige is still in that conversation for the first team. Flaw J. Johnson and Issa Morrow. But I do think, as of right now, JuJu's got herself into that first team. First team All-American. I think if you'd asked me 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have said, you know what, second team. But I think she's probably taken Paige Becker's spot. And if you're asking me on the year, I think JuJu has been... I don't think she's been as good as Betts. I don't think she's been as good as Hidalgo. I think on the year she's been maybe the third, fourth best player in college basketball. But that doesn't really matter because who cares if you're first team All-American as a sophomore? Like, that doesn't matter. Nothing you've done in college matters once you start playing at the next level. It's like nothing you've done in high school matters once you start playing in college. Nothing you've done in college matters when you start playing the WNBA. I think her defense, her improved playmaking, and the fact that even though she's scoring less points, she's taking less shots than last year. Her scoring efficiency is improving. And it's not like a Paige Becker situation where she's losing aggression to keep efficient. She's still as aggressive as ever. So, yeah, I don't know why anyone would be annoyed because JuJu's exceptional. I don't know why anyone would be annoyed that there's a really good player because JuJu's not going to break Caitlin Clark's record. Like, she's just not going to shoot enough shots to do it, by the way. Like, JuJu is not going to average... Like, if JuJu ends this season, let's just say she goes up to 26 points a game or something, and they lose in the Elite Eight, which is probably where they're going to lose. Let's just say they lose in the Elite Eight and she averages 26 a game. I'm giving her an entire point more than she's averaging right now because she's got to go into Big Ten conference play. They play a lot of really tough teams. She's going to have to average like 31 points per game for her next 2 years and make the championship game both years, which is not happening. JuJu Watkins, there's a non-0% chance she's better than Caitlin Clark, but I think there's close to a 0% chance she breaks that scoring record. That scoring record is not going to be broken anytime soon. Trust me on that. But anyway, I'll see you guys.